The 2011 domestic violence legislation will be enacted this month and will include a number of changes to what will be considered as domestic violence. Since the October 2011 passing of the law, the Office of Gender Affairs has been educating the public so that perpetrators will fully understand the consequences of their actions. During Saturday's domestic violence conference, Gender Affairs Coordinator Laurelie Connor explained that stalking, using threatening language, and harassing electronic mail are now forms of domestic violence.
Domestic violence, according to this act, means any controlling or abusive behavior that harms or may harm the health, safety, or well-being of a person or any child, and includes but is not limited to the following. Now listen carefully because it has some new things in it. Physical abuse or threats of physical abuse. So what does that mean, people? Or threats. Physical or threats. Verbally saying to your mate, when we go home, I'm going to hit you a good pan. Okay, ladies, you really got it over there. You understand totally. And that's usually what is said. I'm going to fix you when I get home. Okay? That's a threat. Sexual abuse or threats of sexual abuse. Emotional, verbal, or psychological abuse. Economic abuse, intimidation, harassment, stalking, damage to or destruction of property, or entry into the applicant's residence without consent, where the parties do not share the same residence. There's also electronic mail.
According to Ms. Connor, there has been a significant increase in the number of reported domestic violence cases, which she attributes to the ongoing sensitization efforts. However, she believes that victims are still reluctant to speak out against domestic violence. Highlighting one of the most significant changes in the revised law, Leanna Cross, Volunteer Assistant Director at the Family Support Network, noted that police are now obligated to make an arrest upon evaluating the situation, whether a victim wants to press charges or not.
Another major change of the Act involves police response. Basically, if there's a domestic disturbance and the police are called, and there's evidence that there has been some kind of physical violence going on in the home, the police are obligated to at least make one arrest. So if they can determine who the aggressor is, then that person will be arrested. If both people seem to be the aggressors, then both people will be arrested. And they don't discriminate between sexes then. If the man has more bruises on him than the woman's probably the aggressor and she will be arrested, just like the other way around. And so the police no longer have the excuse, oh, the woman's not going to want to press charges, so what's the point in going? No, they have to go and they have to make an arrest.
The Office of Gender Affairs is also working on the implementation of the Domestic Violence Protocol, which is a standardized set of guidelines for first responders, such as all medical professionals, police, legal representatives, and social workers, to ensure that domestic violence victims and their families receive the support and assistance they need.
This protocol is for first responders, and the first responders are trained in how to standardize service delivery of all victims of domestic violence. Okay, so we're working together to try and standardize how victims of domestic violence are treated. So we're doing this from a multifaceted approach. We want every person that's involved in dealing with first responders to work together so that no one will fall through the crack.
In Minister Ronnie Skelton's message in observance of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, he stated that statistics from the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force showed that there has been a gradual increase in the number of domestic violence cases since 2009. 69 cases in 2009, 84 in 2010, 87 in 2011, and 124 up to August 31st this year.